Well, great. So let's roll right into our topics. I believe Brant, the Super Mario Maker.
That's right. It's on my resume, folks. Look it up. Times Person of the Year 2010, Super Mario Maker.
So your topic tonight is creation games, and specifically Super Mario Maker. So why don't you share with us who don't know, Chris, what that game's all about?
Well, I know creation games.
So the whole point of Super Mario Maker, and why I've been playing it so darn much, is that you can, as the name implies, make Super Mario levels. They give you a template. They give you different worlds, so you can have an above ground world, an underwater world, an underground world, or a castle or a ship. You can have an auto scroller. You can have a level that has to be completed in 10 seconds. You can have as many enemies as you like, and spikes and all sorts of crazy shit if you want to make it really, really hard, or you can make it really easy and try to emulate kind of the Mario levels of yore. And if people subscribe to you, or if they favorite you as a creator, then you could in fact make like a world 1-1 and then 1-2 and then 1-3 and 1-4. Unfortunately, nothing carries over, so it's not like you can make your own set of worlds and then so somebody can like, oh, you beat the first stage, then you go right directly into the second stage. No, you complete the first stage, and then you can go and play the second stage. But you can have ramp up and difficulty.
Yeah.
So I poked around it a little bit. You don't have to make Super Mario World games, right? Like, there's a way to make Mario 3 and 2 and...
Yeah, there's Mario, there's the original Super Mario Brothers, then there's Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario World, and then New Super Mario Brothers as the 4 styles that you can use.
Oh, yeah.
Each one of them opens up new kind of paradigms because, oh, wow, in Super Mario World, in Super Mario 3 and World and New Super Mario Brothers, you can fly. And in New Super Mario Brothers, you can wall jump. Things got a little bit more open as the games progressed. But it's super rad. The reason why I like the game so much is that Nintendo they're very, very stingy in terms of their properties. They're very protective, so they don't want them on other platforms, clearly, and they don't want, they send takedown notices to every Tom, Dick, and Harry that's trying to do projects. Like there was a Super Mario 64 Bob-omb Battlefield that was made in Unity last year, or earlier this year, I think, and they had them take it down. I downloaded it earlier before they did. It is super, super great. So for them to open up the kind of the Mario, the chest of the Marios, and let people poke around and make their own levels is great. Especially because I have such a fondness and such nostalgia for the games, for most of the styles that the games you can make levels in. So like I played a lot of Mario 3 and Mario World as a kid. It's my first experience really with creation games. Like I'm going to posit this question to you once I stop talking here. I was never like a SimCity fan or a Roller Coaster Tycoon fan or even a Little Big Planet fan. None of those games appealed to me at all. A lot of management and stuff going on. But there's something about Super Mario Maker because it's a one level side scroller. You can have multiple areas in your level, so you can have an underground part and then also a regular part. And so you can there's some very complicated levels in addition to troll levels. There are many levels where the word troll is in the title. And so it's like, oh, Bowser's Castle by trolls. And it's so weird. You start and then you're like automatically on top of spikes, so you have to jump and all sorts of crazy nonsense. But I want to know about your experiences, you two, your experiences with game creator games. Anything from, again, SimCity to RPG Maker to the Super Mario Makers. Even.
Chris, you seem like a megalomaniac. I'll let you take the question first.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, honestly, looking into it after you talked about the topic, I started doing some research and reading a little bit, and it looks like something I would like to do. It looks fun because I remember, playing the original Mario and just looking at it going, wow, that would be fun to make my own game. I would probably hate it at this point in my life because, like, I remember I loved the Roller Coaster Tycoon back in the day because I had all the time in the world to really invest in the game and make it exactly how I wanted. And I know that now I don't, so I probably would get into it and get frustrated really fast because I wouldn't have the time to dedicate to it because it seems like something that would be really fun. But yeah, just the whole creating your own games as a game is an interesting way to go. Roller Coaster Tycoon brought up a lot of good memories. I remember making kids, like trying to kill people on my roller coasters, and making the infinite loop on the island where you get off the roller coaster, you have to buy food, go to the bathroom, get back on the roller coaster. There was nowhere else for them to go. So once they got on, it was a continuous loop. Anyway, but it was fun. I had a lot of fun doing that. This looks like it would be a ton of fun. I probably wouldn't want to do it right now because I wouldn't have the time to dedicate to it. It seems like that's the only issue that I would have, would be the amount of time to put into having fun. Because I think, like, if you just made a world, you would just kind of be taking what you already knew and just doing it again, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, as you got better, there's a lot of nuance. There's a lot of nuance you find in making Mario levels. And the other, conversely, I agree with you. There will be, life ebbs and flows. You have more time, less time.
Yeah.
The other fun thing about Mario Maker, the other side of the coin, as it were, is that there are other, it's sold over 1 million copies so far. And it's been out for less than a month.
That's like more than the number of Wii U's that have been sold.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm saying. And some of the part of the fun is that you can play other people's stages. And and so, it's kind of like I wake up and there's just like unlimited Mario. I can wake up and I can say, like,
that's pretty fun.
You can set set parameters like how hard you want the levels to be. There's easy, medium, or hard, and that's dictated by the percentage of the completion percentage of how many people have played the level versus completed it.
Nice.
And another fun aspect is that they opened the tool. They gave the tools. They gave the game, or they didn't even give the game, but other game developers have made levels. So there are people, there are game makers who have made levels in Super Mario Maker to show their interpretations on like the Mario style.
Okay.
That's cool.
That is pretty. That's pretty.
And that's the thing with creation games for me. It's like, I played through Roller Coaster Tycoon. I thought that was fun, but I never did anything crazy like make my people on an endless vomit loop.
Oh yeah,
you have empathy.
No, you can't have empathy.
A little bit of empathy.
Tycoon. I'm gonna feed you dry.
You should have increased the prices every go around.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
You want to get off the island? You want me to build a bridge? You need to pay. You need to buy the the donut that is $400.
So basically, he's a troll, not letting them off the island bridge. But no, like I've been a big fan of Little Big Planet and that entire series of games, and a lot of it just the cuteness and the different factors of Little Big Planet. But it also was I knew people would like create new levels and create different things, and I think even back to how like Half-Life. I remember some of the funnest things I did were like custom maps in like Team Fortress or Half-Life where you had to do like weird jumps. And so like to me, that's the funnest part about these creation games. Like I don't think I would ever spend time perfecting the actual creation of a game. I don't think I'm good enough, to be honest. And the time factor is a big part. But I love playing through them. That being said, I'm not buying a Wii U. Sorry, Nintendo.
Yeah, I think that's my issue right now too. With that specifically is the Wii U. So
it's the best game that has that makes use of the gamepad. I'll tell you that much because you make the game on the gamepad.
That makes a lot of sense.
So you're placing items and variables.
Yeah. I watched that little tutorial on it, and I was like, cool. Okay, that's pretty cool. But I want to do that on my tablet. I'd want to do that on my Surface. But
you're talking about a niche product. You're like, I don't want a Wii U. I'm going to use my very popular Surface Microsoft tablet computer.
No, but like something like that. I'd rather use a tablet or something like that. But it's fun, I think, and that's where that's a whole different topic. Nintendo's ability to think about how many more they would sell if that was an app.
It's true.
That's true.
Then you have to play the game with a controller. It's a whole big thing because creating it's only half the fun.
You know what I'm saying?
Or 0% of the
if
fun.
they made that a $10 app, how many millions would they have sold already? If they had made it a $10 app?
I don't know. It is, this late in the console cycle. I'll say that it will be Wii U's killer app. It is it is a reason to own this console. It is so damn good.
Yeah.
I mean, I could totally see and I think maybe this is like me wearing the business hat a little bit, but like I totally think it'd be great to create games like where you have this kind of creator side of it, and like depending on how well your games perform, like you get rewarded either in real life or in the game, and then it encourages other people to play, and I think that would be awesome. But I'm a capitalist, and the Pope says capitalists are bad. I'm sorry.
All right, that's. I think that's when you invoke the Pope. I think that's when my topic dies.
Yeah, I think that's the end of that topic.
It's like a trump card.
We don't want to talk about Trump.
Don't want to talk about Trump. That's
I completely forget that is now taking on a completely different meaning.
Yep.
It's a good phrase that is.
Unfortunately.
Now, yeah, I know.
So I mean, let's before wrapping up the topic. I mean, do you think that having creation games or having creation elements in games makes you play them more?
I'll say yes. I wish that they had added more elements into the... Okay, Skyrim, let's just use that as an example. People turned it into their own creation game. With the amount of mods, the amount of stuff that people have added to it. And they opened it up and said, go for it. And I think think about the longevity that got because of that. So just imagine if they had put that into... or a newer game, putting that into its base system of, we're going to let you immediately start building. Like, imagine if Witcher had launched with the ability to just start modifying and adding stuff at the end.
Yeah.
It would have been amazing. It's already an amazing game. It would have been even more. See? And Zoe agrees.
My dogs apparently agree with you. Quiet down.
There it is.
I'm trying to cup the microphone. That didn't work.
Yes. Dogs.
Brad, how about you?
I think that I'm really... It's never gotten me before. I think it could be a cool hook depending on the game. I don't want any games to have creation tools shoehorned into them. But it is certainly very, very fun if the tools are intuitive enough to make something and then put it out into the world.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
it's like, oh my god, I made a Mario level.
Isn't that basically Minecraft too?
Yes. The ultimate creation tool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have either of you looked at Dreams, which is like just the new like Media Molecule game from the creators of Little Big Planet and Tearaway? That's like pure creation.
Yeah.
Like, which is kind of like another extreme to what you guys are talking about. Like, what do you think about that?
I'm interested in seeing how it goes. I'm not going to be the one to jump headfirst into it. But
Exactly. I agree. I think it's a time crunch too.
Certainly.
You have to have that. I think all of those games are always going to be kind of niche games because of that. Mario, I think, gets around that because it's Mario. And because you can do the 2D and the 3D side-scroller. I mean, you can do the 2D side-scrolling, which isn't that difficult to conceptualize for you to make.
Yeah.
As opposed to doing something that's in full 3 dimensions with no frame of reference. So I think that's what hits a lot of those games and hurts them. So
Chris, to your point earlier, does that make this more of like an app than it is really a game, so to speak?
I mean, I haven't played it myself, but when I was reading through what it is, listening to Brent, it kind of sounds like that. Being honest,
it's
not a bad thing.
It's so good.
But it's not a game, is it?
It's a game. I play like 50 Mario levels a day. That's a good game.
You have to create in order to play anything, or you can go play other people.
No, you can just play for days. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to create.
No, not Mario Maker. Dreams.
Oh, Dreams. Yes.
Yeah, Dreams. You have to create.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
You have to invest and learn how the systems work and learn and start building. Which there's a huge, I think, time investment up front for games like that. Most creation games. I mean, even Minecraft. Like, I think there was an entire South Park episode dedicated to the fact that that adults look at it and go, "What am I supposed to be doing? I'm punching a rock? I don't understand." And then you have to like learn how to get to the point where you can make a fire. So maybe it's really good for kids to grow up with that kind of stuff, and they're kind of. Maybe it's just maybe I'm just getting old and everything's just evolving. So.
Yes, oldie. So Yay, nay. You think it's going to be good? You think it's going to suck?
It could go either way. I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing how it works out.
There aren't that many other options.
I think it's going to be good, but I think it's going to be niche. I don't think it's going to catch on and be the super popular thing that everyone wants it to be, or that the creators want it to be.
Yeah, I think much the same way that it's like it's going to be a hit for this group of people.
Yep.
Who that group of people is, don't know yet. But they will exist. Yeah, like filmmakers, animators, those crazy people at Pixar.
I'll tell you, like a few years from now, that when game creators are asked, "Oh, how did you get into game creation?" Someone's going to say Mario Maker. Someone's going to be like, there was this game that people talked about on the internet. It's Mario, and I made him jump,
this
and I made him
guy.
Stuff. Yeah, you could have the just most gnarly shit going on. You break the rules of the Marios. It's great.
So